I'm Robert McCammon. We're here at the
Winston home.
Why did I keep forgetting that? Winston home. Winston home.
In
Can I
Tuscumbia.
say that it's supposedly in Tuscumbia?
Yes.
Can I say it's supposedly haunted, or am I supposed to say that?
Yeah,
Am I not to say that?
It's a known fact.
It's a known fact.
Yes,
It's a known
yes.
fact that this house is haunted. Home is haunted. But we're in Tuscumbia. I'm with Amanda Chapman. We're going to be doing a photograph and makeup for an author's photograph for the new Matthew Corey book that comes out in January called Cardinal Black. We're going to be talking, as she does her magical makeup, we're going to be talking about her work and how she got involved in doing what she does, her wonderful job she does. I've been wanting to do a sort of a special and fun photograph for an author's photograph for a long time. And I just have not been able to find the right person to do it. So I actually came to Tuscumbia to find Amanda because I saw her photographs and I've seen her wonderful makeups. Strange and wonderful makeups. yes, but very intricate work. So I came to Tuscumbia to find her and ask her to do her magic on me. So here we are today to do it, and we're all ready to go, are we?
Yeah, we are ready to go.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
We're ready. Okay, let's go.
So first we're going to hollow out the cheekbones.
We're going to hollow out the cheekbones.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
We're ready to do that.
Absolutely.
We're ready to do it.
So if you'll just sit up tall
Okay,
for
sit
me,
up tall.
Rick.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
And look this way for me.
Look this way.
Towards me.
Oh, towards you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, can I ask you some questions as we're working?
Absolutely, yes.
Well, first of all, where are you from? Are you from here, from Tuscumbia?
I'm actually from Florence.
From Florence, okay, which is not far.
Yes. No, just right across the bridge.
Right
yes.
across the bridge.
Yes.
And how did you get interested in doing makeups and photography?
Well, photography actually came way before the makeup.
Okay.
I did work in radio, and then I took an interest in photography working at the radio station.
Okay.
I was taking for different events that they were doing.
Right.
And then I wanted to, dabble more into the photography, more the
Right.
artsy, creative side of
Okay.
it. So that's when I purchased my first professional camera, I suppose you could say. And I actually had my daughter. She was my first model, and she was great.
Cool.
Even at
Yeah.
a young age, she was such a good
Yeah.
model for me, and it really inspired me to continue with the photography.
Right.
Yes.
Did you think about it at that time you were going to make it into a business, or it was just a hobby?
At first, it was a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I would share my photos online,
Right.
and I had some good feedback from that. And then people were like, "Hey, I want you to take my photo."
Right.
So it just kind of snowballed
Right.
into that, and then I eventually left my job at the radio station, became
Yeah.
a full-time photographer,
Yeah.
and that's been 11 years ago.
So when you look at something, do you automatically see a photograph?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I was into taking photographs for a while, and it was like everything you looked at, you saw as a photograph.
Yes.
You framed
Definitely.
it. You framed
Yes.
as a photograph, everything.
Yes, absolutely. And I find such beauty in the weirdest, most ugly places, I guess you could say.
Right.
Something just a dilapidated home or
Right.
a building.
Right.
I find beauty in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go, when I was in college, I would just take my camera and I would go out hunting places.
Yes.
And I found like a place out in the woods that was like an old greenhouse that had been abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
And all these hundreds and actually thousands of broken pots
Oh,
in the
wow.
place, all the broken glass.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty interesting. But again, as soon as I saw this place, I framed it as a photograph. And
Yes.
I had to kind of crawl in, through the broken window
Yes.
pane. And you frame everything, which is kind of interesting.
Absolutely. Yes.
yeah.
And I've definitely been into abandoned buildings and
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
and kind of work your way
Well,
through.
well, what is the lure of that for you? What is interesting to you about that?
Well, mainly because it's haunting. Like
Okay,
the
haunting. Right.
the thought that it used to have life, and
Okay.
now it's just left behind. And,
Right.
and I like to see what was
It
there. I
used
like
have
to
life.
imagine.
It used to have life,
Yeah.
and it was left behind,
Right.
abandoned.
And it's almost sad, but there's still beauty that it still stands.
Right. Right. In the details of the place, details.
Yes.
Because you can always find a very interesting detail.
You can.
To take a photo
Yes.
of, right? You
Yes.
can. I know you can.
Yes.
Cool. That is
Yes.
cool. So, all right. So you're into the photography, and now we take a step into the makeup.
Yeah. Now the makeup
how-
really came because I have always loved Halloween. Like,
Okay.
I was born on Christmas Day,
Right.
but Halloween, I've loved it since I was little.
And why is that, you think?
Well, I grew up loving horror movies and
Okay.
and just the aesthetic of Halloween.
Yes,
And
right.
I especially love vintage Halloween,
Okay,
like from the
right.
early 1900s.
And you collect,
20s.
you collect?
I do.
You collect?
Yes.
What do you collect?
I collect old masks and costumes,
Costumes.
and decorations.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like these old handmade costumes, like from the 20s.
And yes, do you have some from the 20s?
I do. I do.
Are they weird feeling? Do you ever put the mask on? Or they?
And I'm one of these that, like, I want to touch an object and feel something in
Right.
it. And so far, I haven't felt anything negative.
Okay.
So
Can you do
it's
that?
all been good. No.
You can't do that. Well, you don't know.
I want to.
You
Yeah,
don't know
I just need
because maybe
to-
you haven't touched anything
I know,
with a
right,
negative.
right. That's right. So far, so good,
Yeah,
I
so
guess.
far so good. So the makeup scene came along because of your interest in Halloween, interest in horror movies, and interest in.
Yes. Yes. And wanting to transform into different characters. I love Tim
Right.
Burton, so he was a
Yes.
huge inspiration.
Right.
Just, transforming some of the characters that he has created
Yeah.
on film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you introvert or extrovert?
I'm an introvert.
Oh,
Big time.
big time introvert.
But when I have my camera, I'm not.
I was going to say, I mean,
because I have to, I shoot different weddings and
Right.
do different photo shoots, so I
Yes.
have to run the show
Have to run the
sometimes,
show, yeah,
and I have to
yeah.
come out of my shell. But mainly,
Right.
I'm an introvert. Yeah.
Well, your makeups though, because I've seen some of your videos in which you put on the makeups and you almost become the character.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
I feel more comfortable sometimes in their skin than my own, and I know that sounds weird.
In a mask? You feel more
Just
comfortable
the
in a
makeup.
mask?
The
in a
makeup.
mask? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But I love it though. I mean, it's
Yeah.
great. It's a great interest,
Yeah.
and I know you're very interested in one thing my daughter's really interested in is Salem. I know you were up in Salem.
Yes.
Was that last Halloween you were up there?
Yes. We
Isn't that
thoroughly
cool?
enjoyed Salem. It
Yeah,
was
Salem's
incredible.
great.
Yeah. Yeah. We went.
We love it.
We went to a lot of the old cemeteries.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we loved it.
So, is there a favorite makeup that you've done, or something that was particularly difficult that you had that was a challenge? That
My
you-
favorite's probably Edward Scissorhands.
Right, because you like that. You like the character.
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
I do.
okay.
Probably one of the more challenging ones is either transforming into an actual person to look like a different actor, like I did
Right.
from The Walking Dead, just to try
Yes. Yes.
to look
Well-
like a person without a
Right.
lot of special effects, prosthetics, and stuff
Right,
on.
right.
Another one is Pinhead
Right.
from that
From.
from the movie Hellraiser.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yes.
of course. Yes.
And that
right.
one
right.
took about 7
Oh,
or 8
my
hours.
Gosh.
Yes.
Am I wrong? Or were you doing one a day?
Yes,
You're
one
doing
a
one a
day.
day.
Yes. Absolutely.
One a day. That's awesome.
Thank you. I'm going to switch sides.
Okay.
over here. I'm just going to say
That's awesome though, because think about that. If you've seen any of Amanda's work, you'll know how intricate it is and how involved it is to do. I think hours are spent on her makeups, and she's doing one a day. This was at Halloween, wasn't it? Wasn't it like
Yeah, 31 days of Halloween.
Right.
Yes.
How did you have time to do that? And all right, let me back up.
Sure.
All right. You're going to plan to do? You had to plan to do these makeups, right?
The first year,
So-
no. I didn't
No.
really know that there was not a lot of preparation in it. There was a lot going on in my personal life with my
Okay,
husband.
okay.
He was diagnosed with cancer.
Okay.
And so there was a lot of personal issues going on with that. And then when that kind of settled down and we found out that he didn't have to have any serious treatment at that time,
Right.
just to kind of take our minds off of it and kind of like therapy, I just started doing the Halloween makeup. So
Right.
it was just like a very spontaneous thing that
Right.
happened. Yeah.
It was a mask for a difficult situation.
Yes, very much so.
A mask for a difficult time and situation
Very
to get
much
you
so.
through to get both of you through, or get your family through,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good
So
way
the
to think
mask is
about it.
important, sort of important in that regard.
Yes.
To ease what was going on.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a nice way to think about it.
Well, yeah, I guess. Well, to plan these out though, to do one a day, I can't even imagine that. I can't imagine the planning that goes into something like that. And it must have been very expensive to do.
Yes, at first because I was going to thrift stores, like I was a regular
Yeah.
at the thrift store, trying to find the coordinating outfit to go with the character. And then I got smart and I started painting the clothing on myself, which saved
Okay.
a lot of money.
Okay. Started painting the clothing yourself.
Yes.
So you would get something that was not necessarily what you looked like what you needed, but you just work at it till it was what you needed.
Yeah,
right?
like I would just paint the shirt
How
and
did
the
you get all the
jacket.
time to do that? I mean, it must have. Each one must have been hours to do.
Yeah,
Was
some
each
of
one
them
was
some of them took 3 hours, some of them took 7
7
or 8
hours?
hours. Yeah.
Well, that's just like
Just
a regular.
depending on how elaborate it was.
That's like a regular makeup for a movie.
Yes.
That would take 7 or 8 hours to do.
Yes, some of them were, especially like the zombie makeups.
Right.
They're
And they do,
more
and
elaborate.
they look so professional. I mean,
Oh,
that's.
thank you.
Oh, of course they
I'm
do.
just
Of
winging
course they
it.
do. They look. But you had no training in that, right?
No, none at all.
I'm sorry, no training. No training. But I mean, it's amazing. Look, if you'll see how amazing it is. That's hard to believe, though, that you've had no training in doing this, because you know what you're doing. You instinctively know what you're doing. Do you think you got inspiration, or you in masks, Halloween masks? Do you think that had something to do with the way you see a face, or the way you see even light?
Yeah.
Because you see light, I think, differently than
Yeah, being a photographer has helped
Photographers,
me. Right.
people
to
who
see
work with
different light, and
light
that
is-
helped a lot with the makeup, just to see.
Yes.
Because a lot of times I might do the shadowing in makeup
Right.
instead of trying to do it with the
With the
light,
light.
and just create that in
the light.
makeup. Yeah.
I remember the one you did that I thought was so cool with Hillary and Trump.
Oh, with Donald Trump.
the
yeah.
split face.
Yes. Yes.
Because you
that
did
was
a,
fun.
Well, you did a little acting. Because you did a little
Yes.
acting. You
Yeah,
did
and
a little
I'm
acting.
not an actor, but
You did a little acting with the
Yeah.
one side against the
Yeah.
other, you know?
Mhm.
Very cool.
Thank
Very
you.
cool.
Thank you.
But I think you are a good actress, because I think you become when you have a really good makeup that you're satisfied with. I think you
Yeah.
kind of become
I think
the
it gives me more confidence.
Right.
Too. Probably being part of an introvert is maybe not having as much confidence as someone who's
Sure.
not.
Sure.
And so becoming another character
Right.
allows you to feel okay with more confidence.
Right.
You know?
But sometimes extroverts don't have the confidence, but they're just acting.
Just yeah.
They're just
yeah.
acting.
Fake it
so
till you make
fake.
it.
They're right,
Right,
faking.
yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I just think it's fascinating, and I'm so glad that, like I say, I wanted to find you, and it was kind of difficult to find you. You're like you were hidden.
I'm an
You were
introvert.
hidden. But you like to work, though. I mean, you enjoy
Yes.
working. You enjoy
Oh,
doing
absolutely.
this. So
Yes.
it's not like you're hiding from doing
No,
work, because you
no.
really
Like I
enjoy
said,
it.
when I've got my camera in my hand, it's just I feel
Yeah.
more open to
Yeah.
to be myself,
feel-
I guess.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And forgive me for just going on and talking, but that's really what I want to do. I want to just
Yeah, okay,
engage
sure.
you in conversation. And what was your? You say you really always enjoyed horror movies and things of a, let me put it, a bizarre nature. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
What was your? Does that relate in any way to your growing up or your family growing up?
Well, my mother loved, like, she would read Stephen King.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember watching The Shining
Right.
when I was probably Danny the character
Yeah,
when I was
that-
his
that
age.
age, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And so, just growing up in a home where where that was present,
Right.
and plus the home we lived in was haunted.
Really?
So yes, we had
Well, tell
different.
me about that.
Well, it was always just that feeling that
Okay.
something is there, the presence,
Right.
and also we can see shadows.
Oh, could you? Yes.
And then my dad used to leave early, like 2 a.m. and
Yeah.
to go to work.
Yeah.
And then one time my mother actually thought he was still there because she felt someone sit down on the bed.
Okay,
And no
he
one
wasn't
was
there.
there.
Right.
Yeah. So it was just different things like
So
that.
did you know the history of the house, or did you know
No.
anything about it?
No.
You
Of course,
actually
I was so young.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it was
you were young.
before internet.
Okay, yeah, it'd be
Tells you
interesting
how
to
old I
find.
am.
It'd be always interesting to find out the history of a place like that. If you
Yeah,
could find
yeah.
out, what happened there.
I would be very interested to know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very interesting. I sort of grew up in a large house in Birmingham, and we had huge, orchard in the back, and
Mm-hmm.
because my grandfather owned a department store. I
Oh.
grew up with my grandparents. He owned a pretty good size. He owned actually one of the first department stores in Birmingham. And I grew up with my grandparents, and we had this huge, like, mansion, house.
Wow.
But it was like a Gothic mansion
Oh,
because
nice.
because my grandparents didn't get along very well.
Right.
So
right.
it was like a Gothic thing every day almost, like, and I can't really go into that, but it was.
Right.
But this is kind of what made me not an introvert, and maybe I guess I am, but it made me want to write to get away,
Oh,
to get
yeah.
away from what was going on, because they argued all the time.
Right.
Argued and hollered and fussed all the time, and that's one thing I cannot stand. Is
Yeah.
hollering and shouting
Me
and
too.
arguing.
Yeah.
So I would go to my room even as a little boy and have my typewriter, and I would start doing short stories and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
just to
Just
escape.
as an escape.
To
yeah.
escape, to escape. That's what it was, and that's how I got started. And but I read a lot. I read a lot of ghost stories and that, and it just appealed to me. But I don't know why. I don't know why it appealed to me.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if there's any reason.
Yeah.
It's like you're interested in
Right.
those things of the bizarre nature.
Yes,
is mine.
yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't really think of any
I know.
particular incident in
I
my
can't.
life that
No.
led
no.
me to love that as much as I do.
Well, it
I
wasn't-
just do. It's just
Sure.
like in me.
I know, and it wasn't
you
like
know?
it wasn't like I saw witnessed some horrible death or something, or some
Right.
horrible
Yeah.
disease or something, But whatever it is that I just was interested in,
Yeah.
and I too am very interested in places that are abandoned,
Yes.
that have been left and built and abandoned,
Right.
and the history of those places is very fascinating to me, and the history of people that. The spirits that have, because those are people that in a way have been abandoned, I guess you
Yeah,
could say.
yeah.
They've been, and they're still left to wander,
Right. They're
abandoned on the earth,
yeah.
and so
they still
wherever
have
they are,
something that they want to do.
yeah, that they want to
that they're
do or
hanging
want
around
to
for.
say,
Yeah.
yeah. So what about the spirit that supposedly is in this house,
Miss Winston.
Miss Winston?
Yeah, she died in the home during a tragic tornado.
Tornado.
Yeah, it actually damaged a lot of buildings in Tuscumbia.
She died actually during the tornado.
Yeah.
Did she?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I know they have actually rebuilt this home somewhat after the tornado. And a
Okay.
lot of times just doing construction on the home
Right.
will, create more activity with spirits.
okay.
So, yeah.
So what year was?
It was in
this?
the 1800s.
1800s.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it after the Civil War? Before?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
That's
some research.
died during a tornado.
Yeah, yeah. Probably the last huge tornado that actually hit here.
Yeah.
Because they kind of dance around us. We
Yeah.
don't get too many, especially in downtown.
Well, you got to. It's fairly hilly here, isn't it?
Yes.
Hilly here, because I drove through very flat
Yes.
land that I would say would be tornado territory.
Right.
So this is
Yeah.
a little bit protected, I guess,
Yeah,
because it's more
I guess
hilly.
so.
So you really like Tim Burton's work?
I
That's your
do.
favorite
Yes.
director?
And of course, Johnny Depp's one of my favorite actors. So
Yeah.
they have worked together on many movies.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So is there a makeup that you want to do but you haven't done yet, that you think, I really want to do it, but it's going to be a hard one to do? Or is there something that you really, really want to do that's in the future? Because you've done a lot of, how many makeups do you think you've done? How many photographs
I
of your
think I
makeup?
added it over 150.
Okay.
Yeah, over the course of 5 years.
Each one at least 3 hours. At least 3 hours.
Yeah. At least. It's
Each
a lot
one-
of time put in, isn't it?
Each one cost at least $100? At least $100, you think?
No, not necessarily, because some of the makeup palettes that I use, I
Okay.
don't use them all up in that one makeup. So I'm
Okay.
able to continue to
Okay.
use those.
But I mean, I've seen things you've done that are so lifelike, like with the missing part of the jaw and
Yeah.
that.
With the zombie makeups?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's got to be.
And that's something
Yeah.
that I would absolutely love to do, is do zombie makeup,
Right.
like for The Walking Dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Is-
that's
would
one
that-
of my favorite shows.
Would that be your dream job to do? Or-
Probably.
Well, I think it's fascinating. I think it's just wonderful, And I want more people to know about you and
Thank you.
know your work and see your work. That's wonderful. Do the people you do wedding photographs for know your
Oh yeah,
alter ego?
they do.
They do?
I've
They
had
know?
some interesting meetings. I had a consultation one time, and of course the bride was very aware of my makeup, but the mother wasn't. And so she's like, "Mom, she does all this incredible Halloween makeup. Let me show you one." And have you ever seen Silent Hill?
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know, one of the nurses on
The nurses,
Silent Hill?
yes, right.
She showed her mother that
Right.
picture, and I'm like, no, why couldn't
Right.
you have
No, I
shown her
know, that's a
like
creepy one.
my
It's a
Willy
really
Wonka or
That's a
something more
creepy
fun?
one.
So I was like, I promise I won't show up at the wedding like this unless you request it. But
Right.
no.
Well, that's a creepy makeup. I mean,
It
really,
is, yes.
hideous.
Yes.
Oh, me.
I say to really get in character, we're gonna do some under your eyes first.
Okay. Well, now, I think that's interesting that putting on the actual coat and hat kind of made you think,
Oh, absolutely. Like I
Right?
would have to like put the wig on and some of the clothing just to
yeah,
so I could see.
so you could see, so you
So
could
I
see.
could see it.
Yes,
It's
you
all
could see it.
about
All that.
becoming that character
Becoming.
in little small
There
steps.
you go.
All right. So
Okay.
look up this way and just kind of chin up and just close your eyes here.
I still would like to know how you learned to do this without having any experience doing it or anybody to
Yeah.
help train you or teach you how to do it. You just learned on your own.
I think some experience in drawing has helped me.
You know, drawing?
Yes.
Oh, you're an artist
Yes.
also?
Yes.
You do drawings and paintings?
Mainly drawings, like charcoal drawings. Of course,
And-
it's something that I used to do more when I was a kid.
So what do you like to draw? I mean, that's a simplistic question. That's simplistic. But what do you like to draw?
People, faces.
People, faces.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily grotesquerie.
No, no.
No, not at all. Just faces.
Mm-hmm. All right, and open your eyes for me. Oh yeah, that just aged
Good?
you. Yeah,
Oh, good.
just kind of yeah.
Good. I was doing a project one time, a photography project, just for my own, of pinball art, pinball machine art.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. You know, I would go to these little
Pinball
places.
machine art.
Oh yeah, you know, really cool art. And I would travel around these little country places, you know, these little taverns and things, cafes, bars.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah. Because that art to me is very interesting.
Mm-hmm. And this is something that I would do as well. You got to sometimes, like doing an aged makeup,
Yeah.
I would make squinting eyes just to show where those wrinkles are. I don't have to do that as much now. They're already
I
there.
was gonna say you can't do a youth makeup, can you?
No.
No, I guess you have done youth makeups. You've done youth makeups on yourself.
Some maybe.
The Willy Wonka that you did is like a
Kind
very
of a
young
younger.
face. Yeah.
Open your eyes here. Yeah. I'm gonna do a little more over here. And we want this
Yeah.
to be,
This is all soft touch, isn't it?
yeah, not very.
It's all soft touch.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Cool. I think that's so cool. It's all soft touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's nothing but the brush at work.
Right.
And we're thinking of the red eyes and the silver
Yes, the
pupil.
red eyes.
Silver
That's
pupil.
really.
You think
yeah.
that's got it?
Like right now, if you had those red contact lenses in, you wouldn't look like yourself. Just from what I've.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So do you have a birthday celebration other than Christmas Day?
No.
You
It
have,
really. Of course, my mother, she was always great. She always made my birthday feel like my birthday and not just Christmas.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
She always gave me extra presents.
yeah.
And,
Well, that's not.
but other than that, you know, I've joked around about moving my birthday to
Uh-huh.
Halloween.
There
Since
you
it
go.
is my favorite day. Yeah. I've joked about doing that.
I looked out because my birthday's like you know, in the middle of summer.
Oh, you're right.
So it's
yeah.
like you got that, and then you got Christmas, so you're good, you know.
Exactly.
Well, hey, your season's, well, I was gonna say your season's coming up, Christmas season, but your Halloween season is past, unfortunately.
Right. Yes.
Well.
I know. It
But-
came and went too fast.
But with Netflix and all these cool things on Netflix, it can be
Exactly.
Halloween every night. With
And-
Sabrina, it can be Halloween every night.
Exactly. Right.
That's right.
And I have a confession. I still have my Halloween decorations up.
All right,
So, but people
Okay.
are like, "Well, we
Yeah.
expect you to."
We expect you to, sure.
Yeah. So.
sure. What do you have up? What- You have,
Oh my goodness! I have all my antique Halloween, like my old pulp lanterns from the 20s, the
Oh,
jack-o'-lanterns.
really?
Yes. And then I have a mannequin that has a costume that was from the 20s that I actually wore when I was in Salem.
wow.
Yeah, so
Send
I've
me
got
pictures
it
of
displayed.
those.
Sure. Yeah.
Send me pictures of those, and
Yeah.
appreciate the lanterns.
Yes.
'Cause see, I love lanterns and,
Oh,
and,
you would.
and
I've
lamps.
got a little devil one,
I love
and
those.
it's made out of the pulp, paper mache,
Oh, yeah.
and it's from the 30s.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
I found something cool at the Halloween Spirit store a few years back. You know those fake candle things that they're fake candles, digital things, but you know
Uh-huh.
and the
Yeah.
flames
Yeah.
move like that.
Uh huh.
I'll leave those up all year
Oh, I
round.
bet,
Because
yeah.
they're just great light
Exactly.
implements.
Give it
Really nice.
Cool ambiance.
Cool ambiance. It doesn't have to be Halloween, but you know that the candles are the different
Right.
heights and stuff. They look
Yeah.
like melted wax.
Mm-hmm.
So I love those.
Yeah.